EOM Business Network. So much for one broadcast.
Hello there, a very beautiful day to you, and thank you for joining us. You're watching the EOM Business Network, indeed the voice of corporate Nigeria. I am Olorogo Elkanah Mowari. Today on the program, we shall be taking a look at the Nigerian economy from the viewpoint of industry operators. Also on the lineup is Let's Talk, and our focus is on BLAKSKILL Limited and IAF SAWII Limited. On Spot On, we shall continue our conversation with a quintessential gentleman, experienced business development and analytics manager, certified fraud examiner, vision-driven entrepreneurial expert and industry captain, Oladimeji Peters, who is the managing director and chief executive officer of First Central Credit Bureau Limited, the first licensed, truly independent, ISO-certified credit intelligence firm in Nigeria, and indeed one of the most distinguished CEOs to look up to in 2024. And on the face-to-face is a highly experienced automobile project manager, corporate strategist, goal-getting entrepreneur and industry captain, Shola Adigun, who is the managing director of CARLOHA Nigeria Limited, one of the fastest growing, tested and trusted automobile marketing firms in the world, and indeed one of the most distinguished CEOs to look up to in 2024. This is a must watch. Stay with us. Season's greetings from EOM Business Network on SILVERBIRD television. From all of us, this is wishing you a fun-filled Christmas and a blessed, happy. Signed, Olorogo Elkanah Mowari, Executive Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, EOM Communications Limited. AKUAK is the Chief Executive Officer of SPRINGROCK Group, one of the frontline diversified oil and gas firms in Nigeria.
I happen to have, studied in Nigeria, and I did my NYSC. And luckily for me, at the end of my NYSC, I was sent overseas. I was hired by Schlumberger and sent overseas. And for about 2 decades, I worked in every continent except Australia, worked in 20-something plus countries. And I was observing and learning how people lived and how they did things, not just in the oil and gas space, but as a country, in a place. And at some point, I said to myself, I believe I've learned quite a bit of things, that I need to take this back to my own country and be able to, be part of the country. Prior to that, Schlumberger has sent me back to Nigeria in 2010, and I was a group managing director for West Africa. My remit was Equatorial Guinea, Cameroon, Nigeria, all the way to Mauritania. I did that for about 4 years plus. Then I went back to the United States in another position. But after about a year, I decided to come back to Nigeria to put those ideas and things that I've come across over the years into play. In oil and gas, we set out to occupy all the spaces that is needed to effectively develop an oil and gas field. So we started with the well construction, and our approach to well construction was a little bit larger than what was a norm. We had the ability to start from what you call field development plan all the way to when you hook up the well to production. And we did extremely well in that domain with a number of new ways to do things. And we have a litany of things that we've done that were done for the first time in Nigeria, done by us. Then we went into engaging companies, looking at how they are structured. Do they have process and procedures? How could they enhance the way they work? How do they develop their people? Beyond that, we went into talent development. We realized that for us to be successful, we will not be able to hire everybody we need. We also needed to develop some of the people we need. So we got a number of young, fresh engineers, and our goal was to put them through intensive 9 months training to actually, at the end of that 9 months, they will have capabilities equivalent to somebody who has 3 years work experience. So, and as we built our strength in talent development, we next went into production management, and the list goes on and on. And part of that, we instituted the idea of a research program, both internally and with universities. So over time, we garnered all the capabilities that you require to optimally manage an oil field. So our current frontier now, which I think will be the closure, or if you like, the crowning glory of the SPRINGROCK story, is to be able to partner with like minds to have our own asset, where we put all this knowledge and capabilities to most optimally run an asset. And in a way also, I say, we'll be our own laboratory, where we'll test our new innovations and ideas, and when we have made them successful, we can turn around, sell that to the rest of the world. So that's how SPRINGROCK began. But over time, we've grown beyond oil and gas. We've gone into ICT. And how did ICT come by? As part of our search to find better ways to do things, to improve our processes, we decided that we're going to digitize some of our processes, build softwares to make certain things quicker, and we're able to do that. And then at the point I asked myself, okay, if we can do this for ourselves, we can do this for the rest of the world. So there came our ICT business. So currently we have 3 footprints in the ICT domain. We have the development company, which we call SILVERBIRD, and they can build software programs, platforms, applications, and so on and so forth. We are on the verge of launching into the e-commerce space, and we are, I think, weeks away, not even months away. And we will bring something completely different into that space, but I hope it will be very well received.
This is SPRINGROCK Group. We are a privately held energy company positioned to deliver world-class solutions in the oil and gas and power sectors of the energy domain. Our vision is to be the leading provider of services in the domain that we participate. SPRINGROCK Group, call us now.
Towards the end of this year, we try to make some huge investment. The CABOTA Group, as it is much of a holding company, but we have the view that we need to also try to invest in some special services. We don't want to go into businesses we do not know, so we are trying to leap into these areas in aspect of partnership. We have organizations that are established that perhaps need some capital injection to stabilize their business and also to get that growth, so that we can have a kind of profit sharing. So we are doing that, most especially in this industrial cleaning business. We have a partnership arrangement with Clean It. In the area of painting and other chemicals, we have partnership. We have formed with Ziegler Investments, they are here. And also in the area of technology transfer, vocational trainings and other aspects like solar installation, CCTV, OPG and all that, which is also a veritable means of empowering people. We are partnering with Boutique Technology, and these are prospective business opportunities which the group its own is handling. So outside the specialized businesses of the subsidiaries, we are doing that. The group is also offering administrative and finance control for the subsidiaries. So that is how the structure is. And we intend to sustain this in 2024. Our CABOTA gas project, we've started the journey, and thank God we have secured the necessary audience of our investors and our financiers. So we want to take up that project much seriously this year in 2024, this coming year, and God's grace rather. So we want to take it up, and we want to ensure that we give this right solution of compressed natural gas supply and other associated services to our power plant, so that we become an end-to-end user of natural gas. So from natural gas straight to power, we will be within the chain.
Over the years, we have carried out research on different sectors of the Nigerian economy, connecting with businesses, operators, and so on and so forth. Between 2016 and 2020, Nigeria's economy fell in and out of recession, and as a result, the operating environment became harsh, unfriendly, and difficult for industries and business in Nigeria. In spite of these uphill challenges, however, some dogged chief executive officers weathered the storm and, in fact, continue to record enviable successes. We speak particularly, in this case in question, about the CABOTA Group Limited. For the brand, there is a face, and the face for the brand is the Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer. In our own estimation, from the research carried out, a quintessential gentleman, an experienced entrepreneurial expert, an industry captain, a CEO of great repute, team player, and all the positive acronyms that you can associate with it. It is against this background that we here elect to present this award to the Group Managing Director, CEO of the CABOTA Group Limited, to join 100 CEOs in Nigeria as top CEOs in Nigeria for 2024. Dr. Raymond Sheyi Akintari.
Thank you, EOM Business Network. I'm highly humbled because when you are performing and when you are doing things, you don't know people watch you, you don't know people taking interest in what you're doing. So we appreciate this. When I got this letter, I don't know, how do you know about your research? What are the criteria, what are the things you look at? Get into this, but I feel humble tonight that you are seeing what we are trying to achieve. This is just the beginning of the journey, I can assure you that. So I dedicate this award to the board of directors, to the management and staff of the CABOTA Group Limited and the subsidiaries.
Daniel Alinyi, a young certified software engineer, astute entrepreneur, and emerging industry captain, is the founder and chief executive officer of IAF SAWII Limited, a fast-growing ICT company in Nigeria, and indeed one of the most distinguished CEOs to look up to in 2024.
So the adoption rate has been very good. So roughly, we've impacted over 1 million students. So when I say impact, we've had over 1 million students used our product. So that's what I mean by that. But of course, business has two sides. We have the usage and the sales. So in terms of sales, we yearly sell about 60,000 copies, at least 16,000 copies. So what that means is, the way our product design is, more than one user can use one of our products. So if you have it installed on a system, it runs offline. So what that means is, you can have a lot of people sharing that same system, make use of it. We have schools where they install it on 200 systems, and all students in that school, they make use of that a PC, and it means a system may be serving 5, 10 people. We have cafes too that happen to be our customers. They install like 10, and they may have 100 to 500 people using it within a space of 1 year. So the usage is way over 1 million, but yearly sales obviously is about 60,000 copy. Now, it may look a little bit small or large, but it's large if you compare to other industry. Like in the fintech industry, if you check the active user, paid users or active users, it's within a range of 20,000 to. So in our own space, we are making a whole lot of difference. But the difference between our industry and the fintech is a user is a power user. So if you have a user in the fintech, you may have a whole lot of revenue from them. But in the edutech, you are making a difference and you're also making money. So you're trying not to be focused excessively on generative revenue. So in our industry, you end up charging less for a massive value. So because people believe that you are touching lives, you should be considering like a social tech industry.
My name is Umekamsi. In this year, 2023, 139 students from Deeper Life High School Moe, which is my school, took the UTME, and 46 of us came out with 300 and above out of 400 marks in total. I'm just honored to be the top scorer, and I'm grateful to the test driller team for presenting me with this gift of 100,000 naira. If you're a Jambite, this test driller app is for you.
Olugbenga Omojola is the founder and chief executive officer of BLAKSKILL Limited, a fast-growing, cutting-edge talent identification, incubation, acquisition, and verification firm in Nigeria.
I'll first the talents, that's individuals first. The service we render to talents primarily is that we provide a platform for you to be visible to employers across the world. We verify your credentials already, so that way you come pre-qualified, and we rank as well on our platform. So as a matter of fact, what I'd say is, I don't know why any professional in Nigeria should not be on BLAKSKILL, because that's no cost to you. You need to invest in your own future and your own success. And like I mentioned, the website, the app, the mobile apps are available on the App Store and the Play Store. And then the web app, which I find a lot easier to use because you can use it on your laptop and all that. www.blakskill.com, BLAKSKILL.com, and onboard yourself. Now, beyond that, we can also profile you as a talent, as a professional, meaning we can review your resumes, review your CV, review your profile, your professional profile, and further position you, in a better light as a professional. And with our webinars and our training programs as well, we are providing a platform where you can also identify your skill gaps, your competency gaps, and you can bridge them with our program. So that comes for talents. And really, I'm saying as a professional, you need to be onboarded on our platform.
Welcome to BLAKSKILL, your global access to verified talents.
I came across BLAKSKILL online and I took a bold step to download the app. I signed up and I completed my profile, uploaded my CV and my certificate. And in no time, I was shortlisted for an interview. And right now, I am a product designer. So I will encourage you also to go online, to download the BLAKSKILL app on your mobile phone and sign up, complete your profile, upload your CV, and upload your certificates. And in no time, I can assure you that you can be shortlisted.
Oladimeji Peters is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of FIRSTCRETRAL Credit Bureau Limited, the first licensed, truly independent, ISO-certified credit intelligence firm in Nigeria, and indeed, one of the most distinguished CEOs to look up to in 2024.
Well, we're looking out for everybody. Sadly, no one is looking out for us. We're trying to look out for the lender who has given their money to a customer they know or don't know. We're trying to look out for the customers or the borrowers who also take money from the lenders, because in some cases, you can have lenders that are predatory. You have a lender that can use very ridiculous interest rates, and we'll come to that maybe sometime later. Subsequently to the predatory lending is in fact the concept of using your own information or your own experience in a way and manner that is not necessarily beneficial. You can have a case where someone has borrowed a loan, say, let's just cherry pick numbers, say at 5%. Now, when there is a reoccurrence, when there is a readjustment of interest rates, let's say the interest rate goes to 10%, that would automatically apply to an existing, in some cases, in fact, in most cases, to an existing loan that was actually taken at 5%. And it is done automatically without recourse to the customer in one case, and that's just one of the slightest cases. In some cases, you have banks or financial systems who will make provision for overdraft. Let's say you have someone in a crew who has, for instance, finished their youth service corps, and at the time when they finished the youth service, took the allowance, which the federal government paid, of 10,000 naira from the system, and that was the last allowance that was paid into the system. Now, at the time when they took that money, the bank is simply going to say, okay, 19,000 or 10,000 naira, you can have your money. But the person might have made the mistake of withdrawing to the last zero. What the bank simply does in some cases is they throw in some charges, SMS alerts. In some cases, those names stand. Something goes in. Now, maybe it's 5 naira, it's 10 naira, it doesn't matter. Over the years, that money would have its own multiplier effect. And then it sits in the book of a bank as a loan, sadly, in some cases, which constitute no less than 10% of the cases of overdraft in Nigeria. Now, the banks in some cases don't make provision for it. They don't move it into a separate ledger. It just sits there. Now, the man walks into some financial institution someday, or I say, I want to take a loan. They say, no, you are owing back, way back from your NYC account, something Diamond said, and then they are forced to pay not only the amount, but the adjustment, or should I say the multiplying interest rates, the multiplier effect of that on customers. And in fact, on financing is a bit too taxing in ways that I may not be able to explain.
This is First Central Credit Bureau Limited. Welcome to our world. Central Credit Bureau. Call us now. Shola Adigun, an experienced automobile manager, corporate strategist, goal-getting entrepreneurial expert, and industry captain, is the managing director of CARLOHA Nigeria Limited, one of the fastest growing automobile marketing firms in Nigeria, and indeed one of the most distinguished CEOs to look up to in 2024.
We want to be the leader in automotive industry in Nigeria, not only in Nigeria, in Africa. Let me start from the used car business, because that's what we started with. We hope to cover other parts of West Africa with our used cars. We know a lot of people in West Africa, they go to neighboring ports to buy cars. We're going to be part of that, which is some indirect and export for CARLOHA Nigeria. It might not be direct export, it's going to be, some people are capturing the market, but from Nigeria, we're going to do that in conjunction with our US office, which is our headquarters. And on the new car, as I've said, we're looking for assembling affordable vehicles for Nigeria. We are not going to do semi-knockdown part, we are going to do completely knockdown part. We are building a brand new completely knockdown factory, which we hope to be ready the next 18 months. So that we'll start with Cherry brand from China. Cherry is the third leading selling car in South Africa. To show you the durable and luxury, full of technology. We've just gotten the dealership from one of in Nigeria, the sole importer in Nigeria. Beside that, we have an African brand CARLOHA have developed. The name of the brand is LOHA. We want to make affordable vehicle for mobility. We don't want to have those racketed vehicles on the street of Nigeria and in the section of Africa. That's our focus. And have network in Nigeria, have develop entrepreneurs. For you to capture a market, distribution is important. Closer to the consumer. We are going to get closer to the consumer. We are just like we mentioned, one of our partners, HD, we started developing. We have seen in Abuja, Port Harcourt, Kano. We're going to develop all over Nigeria. Recently, we've been assisting some of our staff. Besides the normal remuneration, if you have challenges, we give support. A daughter of one of the staff, one of the junior staff went through a little highly expensive surgery which we cannot afford. The HMO was unable to cover, but the company assists. Besides that, we are training youths. I have youths in our factory that we train them to be highly skilled, either in painting, electrical, mechanical, body work, and what we call pan editing. If after training, if you like to stay with us, we keep you. Some may decide to leave to have their own workshop.
Most of all the things we provide. So the era of competition is gone.
So every household right now has something to do with masters.
And that's a good point to call it a wrap on today's package of the EOM Business Network. Thank you very much for spending your valued time with us. We hope it was worth your while. But just in case you missed out on any aspect of it, then you can come with us to any of our other portals, as you can see on the screen. Our sincere gratitude to you, our sponsors, for your continued interest and support. Always remember, with you and us, we are champs. Oh yes, I remain Olorogo Elkanah Moari. Please, let's do this again, same time, same channel next week. We'll see you then.